Hello everybody, good evening, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. What a day it's been in the Premier League and what a day it could be for Arsenal's title hopes. Manchester City beaten by the mighty Manchester United, and Arsenal have a opportunity here tonight to go 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League. We can get that up on the screen for you straight away, please. Yes, we can. It's there waiting. And look, that's how the league table looks. 6 points clear Arsenal, but Man City have played their 22nd game. They were beaten comprehensively by Manchester United at Old Trafford, and it's Arsenal against Nottingham Forest that we're live here for tonight. So get involved, share the video, get your comments in. Look, I've said all season, I think Arsenal win this league title, and I think that a lot of people are awake to that now. There was a period over Christmas where people felt that Arsenal were getting a little bit slippy and Man City were looking very, very consistent. But the last few weeks, it's been Man City. I mean, look, they drew against Brighton. They drew before that, didn't they, against somebody? I can't remember who it was. And United have beaten them today. And it's Arsenal who've gone up a gear. And yet, you know what? Villa can go second tomorrow, as Blackwell says. And Man City have gone and bought Guehi. They've gone and bought Semenyo. But it's not going to be enough this year. And maybe Pep won't even be there next year. So, look, it's a great opportunity for Arsenal. They've got a tough game next week where they'll probably drop points against United. So it's very important that they beat Forest today. But look, it's not just there. I mean, we're live in 9 minutes here. But it's not just there at all. We've got a crazy day in the Premier League. Obviously, Man United. I don't think it's that crazy that Man United beat Man City, by the way. I mean, Amrin beat Man City at the Etihad last season. Mourinho beat Man City. Ten Hag beat Man City. Ollie beat Man City. And I called a win here on Premier League predictions with Robbie. He said draw, I said win, but neither of us went with a Man City win. So I wouldn't say it's shocking. I think I'd say it's a big result, but I wouldn't say it's shocking when many people predicted it. And we did call it. And you know, I even predicted the right score. I said 2-0 on the game that we play with the United Stand crew. So it's a big result for United. It's a bad result for Man City. But I think bigger results today are you know, Tottenham losing at home to West Ham. I mean, is that the end of Thomas Frank now? I mean, I can't imagine what Tottenham fans are saying. But Conor Gallagher makes his debut and they lose 2-1 to West Ham at home. It's shocking. I mean, I think they're going to have to make a change. I feel bad for Thomas Frank, but I think they're going to have to make a change. You can't be losing at home to West Ham, and that's a huge 3 points. We'll look at the bottom in a minute and what that means for Forest. I'm on the wrong channel here. I think I'm watching Championship football. What's going on? What's going on? Hold on. I think I've got Swansea Birmingham on. I mean, with all due respect. No. But Liverpool 1-1 with Burnley. I mean, they had a lot of chances. They had a lot of XG. They missed a penalty, but they didn't win. And it feels like, you know, it feels for Liverpool. I mean, I don't know whether we've got any Liverpool fans in. I don't know whether, you know, you've just given up on football for today. But it feels just like when Liverpool starts to turn a corner. I thought they played well at the Emirates last week. And then they draw to Burnley at home. How many points have they dropped at home to teams they should be beating, by the way? They're in big trouble, Liverpool. They're in really big trouble. And I think they're in such amounts of trouble that I think a change will do you good. Sheryl Crow time. I think a change will do you good. I think it will. You know, Alonso's there in the summer. I think you don't make the change until the summer, but I do feel like it's just going from one bad thing to another with Liverpool. And I think that's a shocking result for them. I mean, I know I thought it was bad enough that we drew at Burnley, but I think at home at Anfield, that's an absolutely shocking result for them. Fair play to Chelsea, 2-0 win against Brentford. Brentford are a good side. I think that's a good result for them. Good result for Leeds, 1-0 against Fulham as well. Good result for Sunderland. They're starting to get their players back and they've beaten Crystal Palace 2-1 as well. And what a result for West Ham. I think we need to just show you the bottom half of the table. Well, we will show you the bottom half of the table, but I want to just show you the top half of the table as well, just because that's why it's there. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, the race, I mean, Villa play tomorrow against Everton. They can solidify second place and go 3 points clear of Man City. But the battle for fourth, the battle for fifth, and the battle for sixth is wide open. Liverpool allowing people back in. Chelsea getting themselves back into it as well. Man United getting themselves back into it. So Liverpool opening that door again, 36 points. Brentford holding water a little bit. I mean, it's not a terrible performance for them. And Sunderland with another good result for them. But Newcastle tomorrow, again, they can condense it even more. If Newcastle win tomorrow at Wolves, we'll literally have like 3 points separating 4th to 8th. And I think Sunderland and Brentford will fall away from that. But in my opinion, 4th place is between Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea and Newcastle. Now, the interesting thing about that is one team's going to end up in 7th, aren't they? Which is what nobody wants to do. But look, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. I don't think the quality of the Premier League is very good this year. And that's why Brentford, Sunderland can probably hang around a little bit. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. And in relation to the bottom half of the table, just very, very quickly, as you can see there, Spurs in 14th place, 27 points. They're drifting big time. 1 win in 6. It's not great, is it? Bournemouth, I don't know. I think they play on Monday night, Bournemouth, don't they? Who are Bournemouth playing on Monday? I can't remember. Brighton. Forest, though, look, West Ham's win just pulls them in a little bit. 4th from bottom, Forest, playing here tonight at home to Arsenal. And West Ham's win, very significant. Leeds are just pulling away. Brilliant win for Leeds. And Forest, West Ham, that's a massive result for them. So, yeah, it's getting tasty. The league is getting very, very tasty. And, a very, very, very big day in the Premier League in relation to the results that we've seen today as well. Slot out, bruh, what was that? Says Jay. Best part of being in the US is I can sleep through the horrible results of Spurs, says Jade. And Rajaf says, Man United victory, Odegaard and Madueke excellence incoming. The aura is off the charts. Can life get better than this, Mark, says Rajaf. Who do you actually support, Rajaf? Because, I answer all these comments and I don't actually know who you support. You talk about Madueke and Odegaard massively, but then you're always on the United standing here. So, United fan? I know Rub's a Chelsea fan. Anyway, let's go through the team news because obviously I haven't looked at it yet. So starting for Forest, you've got Sells, Aina, Milenkovic, Murillo, Williams, Anderson, Sangari and Dominguez, and then Gibbs, White, Jesus and Hudson-Odoi. It's a good team. Should be doing better. And then Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, Odegaard, Zubimendi and Rice, Madueke, Gyökeres and Martinelli with Saka on the bench and Trossard on the bench. It's a strong bench for Arsenal. They've got lots of options. As I say, they've got a huge game against Man United next week. That's going to be really hard for them. So I hope it's going to be really hard for them. But yeah, I think with Arsenal tonight, it's you got to take advantage. Because ultimately, if they didn't win tonight, you're letting Man City off the hook, but you're also letting Villa in tomorrow if they win, haven't they? So look, there's still a long way to go. How are you doing on win, lose or draw, says Danny. I was looking at it earlier. Obviously, I got the United result, but I know Robbie got the Sunderland result. He said Sunderland would beat Palace. But I think I got the Leeds result. I think I said a Leeds win, and I think he went with a draw. So I think I might be ahead. We both got Chelsea. I think we both went with a Spurs win. Both went with the Liverpool win. Yeah, but I've turned a corner since Christmas. Are you doing any watch-alongs tomorrow, Mark? No, I'm not. I'm not scheduled in to do any tomorrow. They're not great games, really. So no. But thank you, Danny. Hope you're doing very well. Please do share the video. Bottom right-hand corner. If Arsenal win this, surely it's over. No way will Villa give them an honest challenge. Well, I think from Villa's point of view, if I was the owner and if they've got the money, I'd be like, looking at the league table, we've got such a big chance of Champions League football. Let's build the squad out a little bit. And in doing that, you might get something out of it. You might get something out of it, That's what I would do. So, about ready to start here. Saturday night dance, I like the way you move. Nearly 5,000 watching. Make sure you share the video and get involved. When's FC26 back, says Ghostbuster? Hopefully next week. Great win today, Mark. Hope you're well, says Ian O'Connell. Hope you're doing very well as well. Yeah, I'm on the United stand at 8 o'clock, so I'll talk about it in a little bit more depth. But I think it's I think those types of results are just so good for the fans, It's, to win a derby, it just hits differently, doesn't it? But we're up and running here. Look, the way today's gone, I wouldn't river dance. I wouldn't be surprised if Forest got something, I really do think that if Man City had beaten United, I'd still think it wouldn't surprise me if Forest got something. Because it's been that sort of day. Burnley getting something at Liverpool. West Ham winning at Spurs. And they say it comes in threes, and I'm not having it that United beating Man City was a big shock. I really don't think it was. I watched Man City, their last couple of games. They've not been that good. Even beating Newcastle midweek, Newcastle missed a lot of chances. Man City's problem is their defence. Their defence is just so poor at the moment. And, that's where Arsenal's... It's funny, isn't it? You get... And look, I'm not saying this to be clipped or anything like that. I never know what's going to get clipped. But over Christmas, there was this constant, Man City are going to do this, Man City are going to do that, Arsenal are going to bottle it. But Arsenal kept winning. It was a bit fortuitous against Wolves, but they won. It was only 1-0 against Everton, but they won. And now, Arsenal are still winning and Man City are dropping points. And this is the thing about winning a league. It's not about playing well every week. It's about being consistent. And Arsenal have this way this season of just getting results, good or bad. Whereas Man City, even in the first 10 games of the season, I think they lost 3. And Man City do play the best football, but they are gettable. They've been gettable all season and they will drop points. And that's why Arsenal will win the league. They may not be the prettiest when it comes to the way they play, but they're certainly the most effective. And they've definitely got the best bench. So that's why they're going to win the league. But I think people get lost in this, Man City play good football, but it's not going to be enough. Thanks everybody who's tuning in. There was something I was going to look at there, but I've completely forgotten what it was. Yeah, it'd be a tough game for Forest, though, because as we know with Arsenal, they're... I don't know. I can't speak for Arsenal, of course, but if I was Arteta, I'd be thinking, win this game, win against United, and then you basically got yourself a 10-point gap going into February where you need one more slip-up from Man City and you're basically going to win the league. And then you can focus on the Champions League and you might get a double, You might even get a treble. Is anybody actually thinking Arsenal might get a treble? It seems ridiculous, but they're getting very close to getting a couple of hands on the Premier League. And why not in the Champions League? I think Arsenal suit European football. Very, very good defensively. Very good at set pieces. And if you give them opportunities, they will score goals. But look, I think the main thing for Arsenal is to win the Premier League. That will be a huge season for them. Anyway, thanks for your super chat, Ian O'Connell and FIFA Gangster. He says, Nusa Masterclass incoming. Nusa Masterclass incoming. What's your thought about him as a player? I'm from Norway and I love him. I'd love him at United. I like him. Still a little bit of work, but yeah. Vieira, very good actually. Says treble, more like a tremble. That is very good. It's very good. That's another corner for Arsenal here. This is where you've got to be careful against Arsenal. Carrick's at the wheel, says Black. Bubba. We kept winning with key players injured. That's the big difference with Arsenal this season, says Blake. I think Arsenal are the best team. I think Arsenal fans struggle with it, so everyone else is going to struggle with it. But I saw it in the summer. I saw what they bought. I saw the squad. Goal. No, side net. I was going to say. I thought it was a goal from Madueke there. I saw the net bulge. I thought it went in. Oh no, side netting. I thought it went in. You know when you haven't got the sound on? I thought they were running away because they'd scored and like, yeah, we're so used to doing it. No, side netting. Jonathan says, Arsenal need to get me 2 goals. It's part of a parlay with the NFL. I'm looking forward to watching the NFL tonight. The Bills. My team. I don't think they'll win though, but... What's for tea, Mark? Oh, I had a bit of a crap tea, Lee. We had some party food left from Christmas and I basically cooked it like mini chicken Kiev balls and some mini pies with some baked beans. Yeah, not the best Saturday night tea I've ever had, but it's a busy day for me today. I'll eat well tomorrow, but today was a busy day. Manchester Derby at 12:30, little bit of a break, bit of food, and then this at 5:30, and then I'm on United Stand at 8, so not a lot of time. Bills play against the Denver Broncos at 9:30, says Jade. Go Bills. Yeah, I'm going to be watching that. I'll put something on that makes the missus fall asleep, and not clothes. Yeah, I'm gonna I'll put my thong on and she'll fall asleep. No, I'm gonna put something on the TV that makes her fall asleep. You know, I don't know, just something like Inception that she's just not gonna have the brain power for, and then flick it onto the Super Bowl to the NFL. You know what I find really difficult about Forest is they're so boring to watch. They were boring under Nuno, and they're really boring under Deitch. And it must be really hard. Well, maybe they're just happy to be there, actually, because they weren't in the Premier League for a very long time. But it must be a hard watch to just watch your team play defensive all the time and look for counters. But it's effective. You know what? In a way, it's what United did against City. So I'm not going to start being a hypocrite. You know, you compact, you're deep, and then you counter. And as much as United fans are really happy, that's what we did. Like, that's what we did. We had 30% possession. We were compact and deep and countered with pace. And when you play against the Arsenals and the Man Cities, they will let you do it. And it can be effective because they leave space for you to counter in. But you give them no space because you play deep. Super says Mainu was a 6 out of 10 today. I think he split people, really. I think some people thought he was an 8. Some people thought he was a 6. But, at least he's on the pitch. Brody says, give us your best knee slide to celebrate the Derby win. Go Texans. 2 problems with that. 1, you wouldn't be able to see it. And 2, it's carpet, so it would absolutely not work. And 3, my back is still very, very sore, so I'd probably put it out again. Is Thomas Frank gone, says River? I would not be surprised if we heard that tonight, really. I don't like sacking managers after 6 months, but, sometimes the writing's on the wall, isn't it? Champers for Carrick Masterclass, says 1 Inch Wonder. Thanks for your super chat, pal. You do that through the $sign. We'll read them out. Any Agony Bridge as well. We always like a bit of that. You need a bit of help with anything? Lovely spread of the play. The Liverpool result is horrific, electrified. I'm sorry. As a one-off, it's fine. You lost to Forest at home last season and still won the league. But it's too frequent. And you can point at XG and you can point about chances created, but you've dropped too many points this season. And you'll be all right because you're still 4th. It's this league, you think your team's really bad and you just can't believe how high you are in the league. I mean, before today, United had won 1 in 6. So, and you're still in the top 5 race. So Liverpool are still 4th. But they've dropped too many points. Will Brentford make it to 10 years in the Prem, says Kenneth. How many have they done? Bailey, thanks for your super chat, says my top 5 prediction is Arsenal to win, Villa 2nd, Man City 3rd, 4th Man United, and Liverpool will be 5th after today's matches. Do you not feel like you might be dismissing Chelsea? I think Chelsea, when they're at it, are very, very good. I also think Newcastle are good. I don't think it's as well. Look, it's your prediction. You might say they're all going to be separated by a point, but I wouldn't necessarily rule out Chelsea and Newcastle. What's this from Alfie and Haaland? Still 8 points. Sorry, I missed this. Hudson-Odoi with the cross. That's a decent chance there. And it's a good block by whoever that is. Declan Rice. What a surprise. Thoughts on Zubimendi, Mark? Has to be signing of the season, says Amir. I think he's an understated transfer that no one ever talks about. I spoke about this in the game against Chelsea. Wonderful player. And just doesn't get the hype of some of the other players, yeah. Arsenal going to lose, says Bohm. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it would be surprising for Arsenal to lose to Forest, but the way today has gone, you want to score first in a game like this if you're Arsenal, definitely, because Forest will not change the way they play. They're going to keep sitting deep. Thomas Frank hasn't been sacked yet, Max. A lot of people are saying, who would you place Thomas Frank with? I haven't seen that he's officially been sacked yet. But with regards to who I'd do it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've heard some people talking about Pep going this week. I don't know. I don't know what. Football's a strange thing at the moment, isn't it? Look, I'm on That's Football, so I can say this, right? I've seen a few people saying that's the Man United of old, free-flowing, attacking. We had 30% possession. I mean, we did have a lot of attacks and we should have scored a lot of goals, but I don't know how you can call it the Man United of old. Free-flowing, attacking football. It can be attacking football when you create a lot of chances, but I wouldn't call it Man United of old, free-flowing. I'm almost like, sometimes, what game are people watching? Like, we had 30% possession. we countered really well and we created chances on the counter, but it's not that's not how Man United played of old. I'm sorry. If it's the Man United of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 5 years ago, I agree it's the Man United of old, but it's not the Man United of like Sir Alex Ferguson, is it? It isn't. Isn't it mental? 16th to 5th is only separated by 10 points, says Landon. And, well, this game's really stop-start here. What are them people with the laptops doing behind? What's she doing? Oh, she's Premier League. Might be doing a Tesco shop. I'm a Liverpool fan. Think Slot be looking for a new job? No, I think you'll keep Slot until the end of the season. I think that's what'll happen. Jade says, update on cooking. I made chicken again, frozen chicken tenders in the air fryer, and then was able to make bacon on the pan. Well, hopefully you're not going to be sick again. This game's too start for me. 1 Inch Wonder says, do you think Gyökeres is just struggling to adapt in the Premier League, or has he swindled us all? I still think there's a really good player there. I do. I'm convinced of it, but I have been wrong, and I have been right. And that's my final answer. Gary says, if Tottenham does sack Frank, they should go back for Pochettino. Well, you won't get Pochettino until after the World Cup. I think Pochettino will end up at Man United if they don't give it to Carrick. I think that's who United will go for. Another corner for Arsenal here. It's a good one. And Sells does well. And Martinelli's on the back post. And here's Madueke. And he's done well. Oh, lovely turn of pace by Madueke. And he's won. No, he's gone for a goal kick. Every corner from Arsenal seems to be a threat, doesn't it? How many times have we said that this season? How would you fix Liverpool and when is FC26 back, says Tracy? Well, I'm hoping it's going to be back next week. We can't sack another manager. We're probably not going to sign anybody. And we haven't got a midweek game. So United stands shouldn't keep me too busy next week that I can't get back to my plans that I had 2 weeks ago. Vanessa says, did Roy Keane create Erling Haaland? Don't know what that means, Vanessa. How would you fix Liverpool? I think they need a change at Liverpool. I do. I genuinely do. Not now. I'd give Slot the rest of the season. That benefits Man United as well. I don't want Liverpool having a new manager bounce in season because I think they're better than us if they get their act together. But I'd give Slot the season. Hopefully they'll miss out on the Champions League and we'll get it. And then you can have a new manager bounce in the summer. Hi, Mark. It may not be United of old, but there were games in the past where we played on the counter against better teams. United Barcelona is just one example. Yeah, but that's not the point, Alex, is it? It's not United. It wasn't United of old today. What's this from Alfie about a lamp? Is a lamp bought to be under a basket? Is it not to be set on a lampstand for there? Is nothing hid that not will be revealed, nor has anything been kept secret. Okay, I don't know what that's all about. Another corner to Arsenal. It's another good one. It's defended well. And Rice has it now. And there we go. Madueke. And there's an offside there as well. That's a crap result for Liverpool today, though. I mean, we've all got to accept that to draw at home to Burnley is bad for anybody. Even Wolves would be embarrassed by that. I think a change will do you good. Yeah, it might not be. Yeah, it's very stop. I remember this happening a couple of weeks ago. Was it? Well, maybe a couple of months ago. It was Chelsea Spurs, and it was a half-5 game, and it was just so stop-start. I don't know whether it's a half-5 thing, but again, slightly stop-start this game. I wonder where Elliot Anderson. I've heard rumours, and look, you know, sometimes you get bits, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. But I've heard rumours that Man City are already very advanced on Elliot Anderson. Obviously, Semenyo's a great signing. Gahey's a great signing. It's a good layback, and that's over the bar from Ben White. Come back to what you know. Take everything real slow. I wanna hold you, but I can't let you go. So, sorry, I lost the live chat there. I don't think Xabi Alonso can take the Liverpool job till the end of the season. I think, you know, all these Marescas and Amarims and Alonsos, I think a lot of people think they're going to go straight into jobs, and you'd be surprised what their payout is and the terms of that payout. Because if you think about it, although it's not happened with any of those managers, you could be in post and know that, say, Man City want you. So you start saying stuff to get yourself sacked, knowing that then you can go straight to Man City. Well, it'd be very unfair on the club like Chelsea to give Maresca, I don't know, 10 million quid, and then he goes to Man City the next day. So as part of these contracts, there is always this sort of period of where you don't take a job. So I don't think Alonso or Maresca will be taking jobs until the summer. Alex says at United it's win at all costs. Thanks, pal. Paul, welcome to Members Club. Thank you so much. I think United are going to go and win at the Emirates next week. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I did say they wouldn't lose to Man City, and a lot of people said you're talking rubbish. Got a lot of shit for it, but I said it all week. I don't think we'll lose, and I did predict the win in Premier League predictions with Robbie on this channel. With Arsenal, look, it's too early. It's too early, but I don't know. I think the thing is, like, you don't expect it from a top club, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Man City, Chelsea. You don't expect a team to sit back and counter. But it did work really well for Ollie. And if we do that for the rest of the season, I do think that we probably will cause the bigger teams problems. And Arsenal will have to attack us, so it might work really well. Again, you just don't know. Look, Arsenal will be big favourites in that. It's not at Old Trafford, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went there and got a point, you know. It'd be a good point for us. A lot of United fans, we're just looking forward to the games against Spurs and Fulham and how we'll play against them. Hudson-Odoi, Raya, brilliant. I tell you what, I've noticed this a lot as well. We got in a couple of times today, and I was like, Mbeumo's definitely going to get there. And Donnarumma came from nowhere, and Raya does it as well. I wouldn't say they're sweeper keepers, but they're so fast. They are like sweepers, therefore they're sweeper keepers. But they're just, it doesn't look like they're going to get there, and then they're whoosh, which means fast. Corner for Forest. I hated seeing Wilcox and Barada's smug faces. Yeah, that was the only downer, Yomo, but ignore it. Nearly 10k watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I will tell you what our week ahead is actually, because it's a busy week on That's Football. It's been a busy week on United Stand, but got a busy week coming up. But please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Love That's Football, and we're only 100 subscribers away from 451,000. So please do subscribe. Cracking game last night. We've got exclusive Bundesliga highlights every Friday night at 7:30. It's UK and Ireland only. Unfortunately, we can't show it to the whole world. But we had UK and Ireland full match coverage on the Bundesliga last night. Frankfurt against Werder Bremen. 6-goal thriller, 3-3. It was absolutely brilliant. So every Friday night on the channel, we've got that for you. Hi, Mark. What do you think about Sean Dyche and his future at Forest, says Atul? Look, the thing about I like Sean Dyche, but I would never want him to be Man United manager. Like, his football is really, really... And people used to say at Burnley, maybe if you give him a big club, he'll play in a different way. And he doesn't. He doesn't. It's like someone who eats with their hands, and then you say, maybe if you give them a knife and fork, they won't. They still do. I think the football's tough. It's tough. And I might be in the minority, but it's very obvious to you that I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to football. I don't like long ball. I don't really like counter-attack. I don't like long throw-ins. I respect teams that, I love what PSG did last year. I think Man City have played some good stuff this year. Klopp's Liverpool. I respect good football, and I saw it for years under Sir Alex. So I think if you're Brentford, you're punching above your weight, you don't mind how you do it. But I don't know that I could sit and watch Dyche football week in, week out and be entertained by it. Well, I just don't think I could. I think it works for a certain club, but I think other clubs... I think that's Spurs' problem as well. I mean, Spurs have never been a club that's won major trophies in my life, but they do, in fairness, and I respect it, and West Ham to a certain extent, they have this belief that they should play good football, regardless of winning trophies. Look at Brighton. Brighton are not a team that win things. They're a small club, but they have this recent expectation that it will be good football, and their fans love it. So I just think that, to answer the question in a little bit of a short way, I think I like Dyche, but I don't like his football. And I think that's going to be the problem with Thomas Frank, because he's not got the football and he hasn't got the results. Great result for Leeds today, says Cameron Kirby. I'm a Leeds fan, very confident we'll stay up now. Oh yeah, definitely. I think the last 6 weeks you've been brilliant and thoroughly deserved it. Again, another team to go to Anfield and get a point. But you deserve to stay up as well. You play some good stuff. And I did go, Robbie said, goal! No. Gyökeres, how has he missed that? I don't know. Ben White's not happy. It's a lovely cross. No. Gyökeres nearly gets on the end of it. No, it's a good cross. No one's nearly enough, quite close enough to it. I did say that. I did say that corner to Arsenal here. I did say that. Who did Leeds beat? Fulham. I think Robbie went with the draw, and I said a Leeds win. It was a late one though. Rice overhit. Eze. Oh my God. Martinelli, what a load of shit. That is a terrible miss. What a miss by Martinelli that is. That's incredible. My God, that's terrible. That is really bad. I thought he might be saved by being offside, but he wasn't. He was onside. She's even given, well, it's not quite the That's Football colours, but not far off. That's a terrible miss. That's a terrible miss by Martinelli, that is. Right on the back post. Why call him Martinelli? Because he shit himself, hasn't he? He's followed through. Shit the bed. It's a terrible miss. I'd have scored that. Vinny was booed at the whole game. Vinny was booed at the whole games. Think he's going to go at the end of the season, says Arda. I don't know. I mean, I think... don't know. DTS says, I'm a United fan. Man United haven't won against Spurs since early 2022. Why do you think support from New Jersey? We'll beat them this year, DTS. As long as there's no major change at Spurs, we'll beat them this year. We should have beat them at their place. Yeah. To this day, I don't know how we didn't beat Spurs. I mean, we nearly lost to Spurs as well, didn't we? De Ligt's late header. I don't know how they got in a position to be, like, nearly beating us. Both those games, Forest away, Spurs away, we should have won them both. Odegaard to the back post. Gallagher, that's a red. 24 to 25 games, too big for Penn. This is Friday. What's that mean? No more watch-alongs for non-UK people for Bundesliga, says Nicholas. No, it didn't really work. It was just getting really confusing having a watch-along and actual live footage. Nice ball. Zubimendi! And again, they're getting closer, Arsenal. They are getting closer. I think he got caught between cross shot there. Lovely run off the back. Look, leaves Gibbs White there. Yeah, he's gone for a cross, hasn't he? It's a cross shot. There's too much power on it for a cross and not enough accuracy for a shot. What's Vinny's value, says Davey. Depends how long he's got left on his contract, doesn't it? How did Roy Keane react to the Man United result? I saw what he was like before the game, but I haven't seen how he reacted after the game. One year left in the summer for Vinny. So, yeah, it wouldn't be that much then. 100? Yeah, he said, fair play, but judge him after a few games. I mean, it's probably fair if you're being completely emotionless. I think as United fans, we're over the moon. We're beating Man City. It's never gets boring. But look, you know, I suppose he's right in a way. I remember Mourinho being 2-0 down at half-time at the Etihad, and we beat them 3-2 in the second half, and then we lost to West Brom next game. So, lovely play by Arsenal, but Forest defending well again. Paul says, could you see United getting any sort of result against Arsenal? Yeah, I do. I mean, look, we knocked them out of the cup in last January, didn't we? So, you know, and that was with 10 men. So I think we can get a result. I think the pressure's off a little bit as well because we beat Man City. I think a lot of people thought we'd get no points from the next 6. We've got 3. So a point would be, I mean, a win would be amazing. A point would be good. And a loss against the league leaders, it's unlikely to be, you know, panic stations, is it? I wanted to have a look at the next few Premier League games, actually, because it's starting to get very, very tasty in lots of areas. That's what she said. Arsenal starting to get going here. Yeah, so you've got, obviously Villa play Everton tomorrow and Newcastle play Wolves. If they both win those, obviously that's going to make a big impact on the top of the table. Let's see what happens with this with Martinelli. Next weekend, United-Arsenal is 4:30. Man City play on the Saturday at home to Wolves. You'd expect them to win that. Liverpool go to Bournemouth at 5:30. I mean, they've got to win that, but I'll do a watch-along for that. I think that might be a bit of a, yeah. I think it's might be a good time to dump Thomas Frank as well, because Tottenham's next game is Burnley away. You wouldn't fancy that. You wouldn't mind that but where do Tottenham go? That's the trouble. Where do Tottenham go? They don't. Where do you go? It's all right saying sack your manager, and I believe sometimes a manager does need to be sacked, but you've also got to look at where you go. What are you going to do? Get Tim Sherwood back? I mean, just for a moment, where would Spurs go after Thomas Frank? Friday Night White says it means Dermot Gallagher wanted red for Delo. Last season he said Derby was too big a game to give penalty for Rasmus. The bloke's a fool. He is. But look, I was doing the match on United stat. Look at this miss from Martinelli. To be fair, I think the keeper would have saved it if it had been on target. Look, we were doing the watch-along on the United stand and probably had about 60,000 people watching. And we did a poll on whether it was a red card. And although it ended up being 65% at half-time, for the first 5 minutes, it was 75%. And that's on a United channel. So look, I liked what Pep said. I liked what Bernardo Silva said. They said, look, probably is a red card, but that's not why we lost the game. We lost the game to the better team, and refereeing decisions, aren't they? They sometimes go for you, sometimes go against you. So I liked that maturity from Pep and the Man City player, because we've been in that position with United a couple of times this season where we've had bad decisions go against us, but then you sort of go, yeah, but even then we weren't, it wasn't like it was a close game. So look, it was a bit lucky, Delo. I think it did look like a red, and we maybe got away with it, but I don't think it was that impactful, really. Thought Shaw played most minutes in the Prem so far, says Hamza. I don't know what he's done. It's World Cup year, though, isn't it? He wants to go to the World Cup. If you study Luke Shaw, every year there's a major tournament for England. His minutes are massive compared to the ones where it's not. And it's a fact. Penalty! Penalty! He says it's outside the box. Timber. It's a good run. It's in the box, that. It's close. Yellow card for Timber. VAR is checking it, and it's definitely outside the box. Oh, is it? It's close. It's very close. No, free kick. I don't know the rules about that. Right, Anderson. Put it in. Put it in, right in there, right in the goal mouth. Oh, God, so close. Raya did well. Go on, put it in again. That's shit. If the foul is on the line, it's a penalty, says Zen. It was very, very close. Thank you very much to that. Yeah. How do you feel about Dro Fernandez and the way he left Barca, says DTS. And I want to just check something here. Next Spurs manager odds. Glasner, Pochettino, Xabi Alonso, Marco Silva, Enzo Maresca, Ruben Amorim, De Zerbi, Jurgen Klopp. I mean, these are all summers, aren't they? They'd have to go. I think they'd have to go interim, wouldn't they? I think that's what they'd have to do. Gyökeres is in. He's not going to be quick enough. Oh, good play by Murillo. He got the shot off, to be fair. I thought Gyökeres did really well. Really well. Where's my live chat? Which centre-back would you go for realistically at United as one and only? I don't know. I like Gahey. I think a lot of people should have gone for him. Which centre? Hope this City win won't stop the Glinios out shouts, says Charlie. I don't know. We're talking about it at 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know. Goldbridge's player FC for Gyökeres. No, I'm not. I didn't actually think he was going to get the shot off. I'm saying he did well to get the shot off because I really thought Murillo would be the person. I tell you what, this game, I would say, in the context of the day we've had in the Premier League, Liverpool drawing at home to Burnley, Man United winning the Manchester Derby, West Ham winning at Spurs, sometimes you get those weekends where you just get a batch of results that nobody's expecting. And look, it's not just happening here. It's also happening in the rest of the world. Because I think Bayern Munich are losing to Leipzig, at Leipzig. Now, they battered them in the first game of the season at Bayern. But it's 1-0 to Leipzig at the moment. At half-time, Cardosa scored after 20 minutes. Now, that would be a turn-up for the books. I've not lost a game in the Bundesliga this season. Dortmund beat St. Pauli early on 3-2. Hoffenheim beat Leverkusen. What were Glasner's comments, Datel? I've got to say, people talk about Gyökeres, and Arsenal obviously had the choice of Gyökeres or Sesko. I like Sesko at United, but I'm not convinced he'd have done that well at Arsenal, really. You know, he's definitely a work in progress, and is that what Arsenal... I mean, I'm not saying Gyökeres has been amazing either, but what I'm saying is Sesko is a work in progress. I don't know whether that's what I don't know whether Arsenal would have had the patience for that this season. Then again, his height on corners. How's the first half been so far? Says Og. It has been drab. But as I say, it's a tough watch with Forest anyway. At half time, we're going to go through the next sort of Premier League fixtures for the next 3 or 4 game weeks, just to see how the league title might take shape. I think today was a prime example again of how you can shut anybody out. If you look at the Haaland today, either or Gyökeres or Ego Jesus as your hands. I'm not going to be as insulting to Gyökeres to say that. I mean, come on. Prof Legend says that this smells of a Forest win, if I'm being honest. Well, we're approaching half-time here. These are the sort of games that Arsenal win, though. Might not be pretty. That reminds me. We've got, what have we got for this week as Watchalongs go? Champions League is back. So I'm not doing a match tomorrow, they're boring. Villa, Everton and Wolves, Newcastle, not really interested in those. Monday Night Football, Brighton, Bournemouth, not doing that. Tuesday night, Inter Milan, Arsenal in Milan. That's good for United as well. Oh no, I suppose it's Sunday, isn't it? It's not that good. Yeah, we'll do it 8 o'clock, Inter Milan against Arsenal. Tottenham play Dortmund as well, so probably do a bit of a double, keep an eye on those. Man City are playing at 4:45 against Bodo Glimt. And then, might be snow there. And Wednesday night, Marseille, Liverpool. I mean, that will be interesting. De Zerbi, Mason Greenwood against Liverpool, who desperately need a win. So we'll be covering that as well. Newcastle home to PSV, so keep an eye on that. Thursday, we don't do anything on a Thursday. Friday, obviously, we've got Bundesliga. And then next Saturday, we've got Bournemouth, Liverpool at 5:30. Sunday, Arsenal against United at 4:30. I might do Newcastle Villa before it. I think that might be quite good. And then it's Champions League again, isn't it? The following week, because everybody plays at 8 o'clock. That's a mad one on the Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. Half-time here. It is half-time. It's 0-0 at half-time. Well, at the moment, Arsenal should have taken the opportunity to go 9 points clear of Manchester City. Martinelli missed a sitter. Murillo recovered well to stop a chance for Gyökeres. But it remains 0-0 at half-time. So give us your thoughts on that. I'm about to go through, to be fair, a lot of Arsenal fans rate Sesko a lot, says Rajaf. Arsenal play like this next week. United are going to win, says Grand Prairie. Thank you very much for that. Well, look, looking at the... Let's go top. Top, middle or bottom. Let's go top. Here we are. Give me the top. There we are. Well, sorry, before we do that, let's just be fair and show you the stats at half-time. 40% possession for Forest. 60% possession for Arsenal. 8 shots to 3, but none on target for either team. So you're not going to get goals, are you? 5 corners to 3 as well. So let's go and have a look at the league table here. And pause that. So... as we know... Oh, here we go. I've got a comment from... Just before we get into this. Oliver Glasner asked if he will see out the season after Crystal Palace's loss at Sunderland. He said, "I don't know. I feel we're being abandoned completely. The worst thing is selling our captain one day before playing a Premier League game. I've kept my well, let me read this out. This is Glasner, obviously not very happy. Another manager who might just be playing for the... I mean, this has got Amorim and Maresca written all over it. Listen to this from Glasner. Will you see out the season? I don't know. I feel we're being abandoned completely. The worst thing is selling our captain one day before playing a Premier League game. I've kept my mouth shut until now. You get your heart torn out twice this season, both times one day before a game. It happened with Eze and now with Gehi. I heard yesterday we were selling Mark and then we have to deal with it. No team should do this." So I would say Glasner gone by Monday, because in fairness, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Managers are switching on to the fact that they can stay within their contracts but get the sack. Maresca sort of did it at Chelsea. Amorim did it at Man United, and now Glasner's doing it at Palace. And you basically say that they're only doing it because they're pissed off with the board. Like, Maresca was being told to do stuff he didn't want to do. Amorim wanted signings and was being told stuff he didn't want to do. And Glasner clearly is having his job made harder by people being sold. And he is right. I agree with you, Mr. Hellgate. But I don't think he can stay in the position now. I think they've got to sack him, because he's basically calling the owners shit. And he's doing it publicly. So I think that with regards to that, I would be very surprised if we see him going, ending it in style. Look, I'm very supportive of this. You know, I'm somebody who's very opinionated, and I just don't believe when you're being taken the piss out of that you should sit back and allow it. And you know, he has been left in a bad situation. He said on August the 31st that he would leave if they sold Gehi. So they didn't sell Gehi. And now they've done it anyway in the January. So I think he'll be gone. I think he will go. And also, I think I said this, I was saying this on Thursday night in the pub. I said, well, Glasner's basically said he's going in the summer, so Crystal Palace's form will fall off a cliff now anyway, because they'll just start dropping points like they have done today. Robbie said it'd be a win for Sunderland. I thought Palace would get a draw, but with no Gehi, I didn't know when we did that Premier League predictions on Thursday, I didn't know Gehi was leaving. Otherwise, I would have said definitely Sunderland win. So, I think he'll be gone. What about Glasner to Spurs, says Dean. Again, I think people are misinterpreting the situation here. If you get sacked and you get paid off, you don't go to another manager, you don't go to another club straight away unless you're willing to write off being paid off. So I don't think that will happen. I think Glasner, Amorim, Maresca, Alonso, I don't think they'll be taking jobs until the summer. Yeah. Amorim shouldn't go to Palace. That's way below him. No, with all due respect, he shouldn't go anywhere near Palace. Gardening leave, that's what it is, G, yeah. But look, I fully expect Glasner to be gone. And if Glasner goes, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to break the record, but we've seen a lot of high-profile managers go this season, haven't we? X-Cloud Design, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Patrick Lynch says, do you think Van der Ven would have been a better centre-back for City than Gehi? He'd replaced the pace that City have missed since Walker left. I think Gehi is a brilliant signing, Patrick. I mean, I know what you're on about, but Van der Ven seems to me to be a bit injury-prone, whereas Gehi is a captain. He's at the top of his game. I think if Man City had Stones and Diaz today, it would have been a very different game. I'm not saying we wouldn't have won it, but I think it would have been a bit of a more difficult game. So I think Gehi does suit them really, really well. Glasner chucked the United job away with that stunt, says one and only. I don't think they go near Glasner anyway. I really don't think we should go near Glasner because he plays a back five, plays three at the back. So yeah, I don't think Yeah, I don't think United are going anywhere near Glasner anyway. I think United will go Carrick or Poch, and I still, although it's my strange fear, I still think Southgate's got to be in there as well. I won't believe it. I think we're destined to get Southgate. Southampton, yeah, Spurs. Why don't Spurs get linked to Southgate? I tell you what, if Glasner leaves Palace, why don't Palace go for Southgate, considering he actually bloody played for you? You know, why is it no other club ever gets linked to Southgate other than United? Like, why won't Spurs go for Southgate? Why won't Palace go for Southgate? You know? Billy says, great win for United today. Hey, I tell you what, we haven't seen enough of that in the chat. I know you've got your own problems, Arsenal, but you'll probably win this in the second half. Where's the gratification for us, you know? Why does Glasner want to leave Palace? Because they've just sold the bloody captain, haven't they? Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, let's have a look at the league table because the next few game weeks are really interesting. So next weekend, Liverpool, who are in 4th place, go to Bournemouth away, which gives an opportunity potentially for Man United and Chelsea if Liverpool drop points. Well, Chelsea go to Crystal Palace, which, the way Palace are playing at the moment, that could be a good time to play Palace for Chelsea. Newcastle play Villa, which is a really good game for everybody else because Newcastle, if they win tomorrow, Villa are up there as well, so one of them's got to drop points. But United go to Arsenal, so that's a big game week next week. After that, the next games are Saturday the 31st of Jan. You've got Arsenal going to Leeds, could be a tough game. You've got Chelsea at home to West Ham, should be another. I mean, Chelsea got some good games at the moment. Chelsea, that's why I say keep an eye on Chelsea. Liverpool play Newcastle. And then you've got United playing Fulham. And Villa play Brentford. Man City play Tottenham. And then I thought there was midweek games then. I'm sure we had a midweek. Yeah, yeah, I know when the midweek games are. And then Man United play Tottenham. Villa go to Bournemouth. Chelsea go to Wolves. Chelsea got some bloody good games, you know. Chelsea should win their next 4. Arsenal play Sunderland. Liverpool play Man City. Newcastle play Brentford. And then there's midweek games where Man United go to West Ham. Chelsea play Leeds. Oh, fucking hell. Chelsea could win their next 5. They won't, but they could. Liverpool play Sunderland. Newcastle play Tottenham. Newcastle got some tough games. Chelsea play Burnley after that. Fucking hell. Chelsea's next 6 are all massively winnable. When did Chelsea play anybody good? Fucking hell, Chelsea. My money's on Chelsea here. Their next tough game on paper is the 4th of March against Villa. Then they got Newcastle at home. Everton away. I'm telling you now, keep your eye on Chelsea for 4th place. They've got a really good run of fixtures. Really good run of fixtures. Yeah, keep an eye on Chelsea. Have we got to play Chelsea at Old Trafford? No, we got to go Bridge. We've got to go Stamford, haven't we? Because we beat them with the red card. Yeah, Chelsea can drop points to anyone, I completely agree. But look, Chelsea's big problem is you won't buy an experienced striker and an experienced centre-back. Do you think Liverpool are going to miss out on the Champions League? Well, this is why I think they should keep Slot. Because I think if they brought in a decent coach now, they'd sort it out. But I think with Slot, they're not going to turn it around this year. And it would be big if Liverpool weren't in the Champions League because financially it would hurt them. I genuinely think, hot take Bridge, I said Arsenal would win the league at the start of the season and everyone laughed at me. We're not laughing anymore. Here's my new hot take. Liverpool don't get Champions League football. I don't think they will. I have a feeling Chelsea and United might get 4th and 5th. We're playing one game a week, and if Carrick plays that formation, as basic as it is, our players respond to it. Look at Ollie. We like to sit deep and counter. It's not that energetic. One a week, keep it simple. Liverpool have got to do Champions League and Premier League. Yeah, I'm not forgetting Newcastle, Lee. I think Newcastle have got a run of tough games to come. I was looking at Newcastle's fixtures, and if Chelsea have got 5 winnable games in a row, Newcastle got to beat Wolves tomorrow. Might not be easy. Villa at home, Liverpool away. This is Premier League as well, and they've got Champions League as well. Man City away. So their next 4 games are Wolves away, Villa at home, Liverpool away, Brentford at home, Spurs away, City away. So they've got some tough games, Newcastle. I'd quite fancy playing City at the moment, but they will have Gahey back soon, won't they? Well, they'll have Gahey in there. True Gent says it's a long half time these days. It is. It's a very long half time these days. You're right. You're very right. Make sure you are... What have I done there? Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. And please do smash a like on the video. You're very welcome on That's Football. Daily content here for you to get involved in. And we are 100 subscribers away from 451,000. So please click and subscribe if you haven't. And share the video. Second half's about to hit in here. What's Laura Robson talking about? It's sunny. Where are you? Oh, she's tennis. It'll be the Aussie Open, I suppose, this time of year. Yeah. It never seems to stop, tennis, does it? I thought it was Emily Blunt then. She does look a bit like Emily Blunt, doesn't she? From... There's a point. What's Emily Blunt in? Give me an Emily Blunt film. She's fell off. What's she in? Emily Blunt. What's Emily Blunt in? I can picture her, but I can't picture a film she's been in. Oppenheimer. Yeah, she was in that. Yeah. Quiet Place, obviously, yeah, with her husband, John John Kay, as I call him, when socialising. Who is better chance to get the Champions League, Liverpool or Man United, says DTS? Well, I don't really know. I would, Trossard's coming on. I would say Liverpool should be getting. I mean, it's incredible to say that Liverpool. If I'd said to you at the start of the season, Liverpool won't get Champions League football, you'd have got a big wet fish and slapped me around the face with it, and I would have said fair play. But where we are now, we're actually sat here going, who's got more chance of getting Champions League football? We've got to be very careful with United, though, because we are literally going off one game. And United are the renegade masters of being inconsistent. So, yeah. Arsenal fans in the past, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jose, Pep, Klopp won titles with proper title challenges. Where do you rate Arteta's this title win? Above Sir Alex Ferguson's, says Rub? No. Thanks for your super chat, though. And I saw the wink as well. Players are coming out for the second half. How about Martin O'Neill as our manager and Roy Keane as his assistant? Very unlikely. I always think with United, I mean, you don't want it to happen, but it was like when Ollie won 8 in a row. It's how they react to losing. They're fine when they're winning. But when they realise Steve Stone, Ian Wone, Sean Dyche, Mikel Arteta, Gabriel Heinze, and don't know who the other guy is. Look, in relation to Thomas Frank, if you're tuning in, a lot of people asking him about it. I genuinely think he's probably got to go. I don't know whether they'll do it, but I think the thing with Spurs is where it differs to Maresca and it differs to Amorim is that I think Maresca and Amorim got the sack by being vocal and blaming probably quite rightly, interference from the owners. With Thomas Frank, his system at Brentford was quite basic and he can't replicate it at Spurs. And they're dropping silly points. So I just think it's a system problem. Yeah. Martinelli's gone off, says Mattioma. He's called him Fartinelli, which is very offensive. I would never do that. I think Spurs fans have had enough of Thomas Frank as well. I like Thomas Frank. I think he was perfect for Brentford, but if you're going to play that brand of football, the players have got to buy into it and you've got to get results, and neither of those things have happened. Good play by Ben White. What do you think of Hayden Hackney, rumoured to United, says Tess? A lot of people really like him. I don't know. I don't know for me. Tony says Spurs have got to do something soon. Look, just because nothing's announced tonight doesn't mean it's not going to happen Monday morning. I don't think Forest will go down. No, not with Sean Dyche in charge. I don't see it happening. Think Villa can win the league? I don't think Villa fans want to be included in winning the league. I think you just keep doing what you're doing, don't you? I don't think Villa can win the league, but I didn't think Leicester could win the league. West Ham are relegated already. Wow. You might say that, but then winning at Spurs, it's a funny old league, isn't it? I think that just shows today that you just never know. You just don't know. That the quality in the Premier League is not that great this year, and a lot of teams play the same way. That's why I think that's why I think we see a lot of draws. That's why I think we see a lot of games won by one goal. A lot of teams play this percentage ball, and I think that makes it a great leveler. There's not many teams this year that are beating teams 2-3 goals, are they? This could be a chance. Gibbs White. I should have shot straight away there. Any beers tonight, Mark? Says Kev. No, I had a drink on Thursday, and I'm certainly not doing dry January, but because I can, I'm just going to have a couple of days off. Well, it'll be more than that now. I don't think I'll have anything tomorrow, and then it certainly won't Monday. So a few days off it for me. Sometimes it's good to just have a break. Villa's next 6 are very interesting. Newcastle, Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, Leeds, Wolves. After Everton. Well, again, you might look at those and say, you know, if you're in a title race, you might look at those and go, win 5. But I still think Villa are capable of dropping points to teams like Brighton and Leeds. I think that's a testament to how well they're doing, that they're up where they are. Neves, PSG versus Rice versus Valverde, says Aman. Well, I'll leave that to the chat. I don't watch enough of Real Madrid to give it a fair point, and I don't watch enough of PSG to give it a fair point. I watch loads of the Premier League, of course. Flex Amira says, do you think Man City will win the trophy this season? I think Man City are way better than what I saw today. Like they definitely play good football, but I think they're on. This is why I thought United would get something today. Like Man City, you can't sit back and defend with a defence like that. So you've got to attack. But when you attack with a defence like that, you're going to get. I think City were in big trouble today. That defence was shocking. I don't think he had any of his starting back four. Like Núñez normally plays right back, O'Reilly normally plays left back, and then you've got Vardiel, Diaz, Stones. And, you know, what you're supposed to do, you can't sit back because you're going to invite pressure. So you've got to go high, and then United counter you. So I think it was a tough game for Man City today, and it was an example of how if you're missing 3 or 4 big players, it can be really problematic. And I think once they get their defence sorted again, they'll become a good team again. But they're not going to win the league. But they might. But what I'm saying is, it wouldn't surprise me if Man City did well in the Champions League or won the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, because once they get their big players back, they're a good team. I still think they played the best football in the Premier League this year. But I don't think there's a team in the Premier League that is going to be defending well without its entire back four. The only one I can think of is probably Arsenal, who, if their proper back four was injured, they could still play Ben White, Hincapié, Mosquera and Luis Skelly. I thought City's defence was shit today. I mean, I was very happy that Dorgu scored, but that was crap defending as well. And the thing is, we should have scored. Well, I'll take 2-0, but we could have scored another 3. Edu looks like he's got a Toblerone up his arse. Look at him. He really didn't look comfortable there, did he, at all? Do you think there's a chance Amrin returns if the board goes, and would you be on board with that? I feel we lost a generational manager, says UCF. No. I wasn't actually convinced about Amrin. I was an advocate for giving him the season and seeing what happened, but I think you needed to back him in the summer, in the January transfer window. But no, I wouldn't bring him back. There's not a Man United manager I'd bring back from the last 10 years. Happy birthday, Laura of the Dingle. Ree says a Toblerone would be a tough take. I guarantee somebody's done it. When you think about it, and I'm told that on certain sites, people probably take bigger than a Toblerone, but it's not worth thinking about on a Saturday night when we're doing a watch-along. Agent says not even Rangnick. I thought we were talking about the Toblerone. I'd bring Rangnick back as a director of football. I don't think I'd have him as a coach. I just got a feeling tonight. I got a feeling that this might be another shock result. Remember, Burnley have drawn at Anfield today. West Ham have won at Spurs. They say it comes in 3s. I'm not taking Man United beating Man City in a derby as a shock. I mean, it's happened loads over the last 10 years. But Forest getting a win against Arsenal would be. Oh, Madueke's trying to dribble out there, but Forest have won it back. Gibbs White. He nearly went to Spurs, didn't he? Did Cherky play today? Bro was waiting for Man U. Yeah, he came on in the second half, Rub, and did nothing. They were worse without Foden. Grand Prairie says, did you learn about wiping your bum sitting down? It's a game changer, let's just say. Bayern 1-1. Nabry's just equalised. They'll go on and win it now. We've seen it all. We won the lot. We're the famous Man United. You've got those words wrong, Bitter Moose. I was enjoying that. I think Eze should be here, says D. I don't know why he doesn't pick Eze a lot. I don't know what's gone on there. Doesn't use Eze much at all. And he's not. I was just about to say, he's bringing him on, but he's not. Saka, Moreno, and Jesus coming on 55 minutes. What happened with Xerxes? Was Xerxes on the bench today for Man United? I don't know. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. I don't know whether he was even on the bench. Completely forgot. Well, when we brought Mason Mount on, I forgot we had him. Gibbs White with a shot just wide. No, Xerxes wasn't on the bench today for United. See if I can find something out. He was in the crowd with De Ligt. He might have been injured. He's done some Instagram stuff. Yeah, I think he had an injury because he was seen hobbling out of Old Trafford. Muscular injury after Brighton. Well, there you go. Gyökeres coming off for Jesus. Odegaard coming off for Moreno. And I presume Madueke coming off for Saka. I mean, the subs that Arsenal can make. Lots of... Lots of Liverpool fans talking about letting Slot go. I've just seen a comment saying that Bruno Fernandes is the best midfielder Man United have ever had. Yeah, Brian Robson and Paul Scholes and Roy Keane. They must have all been playing fucking golf. I don't know. I like Bruno, but come on. Do you think Arsenal are going to bottle this, says Stuart? I mean, look, to be honest with you, right? Man City beat United, Arsenal beat Forest, the gap's 6 points. So Arsenal win today, but Man City beat Man United, the gap's 6 points, yeah? Man City lose to United, as they have. Arsenal get a point, the gap's 7 points. So a point might not be the end of the world. It's still a 7-point gap. I think the important thing for Arsenal is to win. But if they're not going to win, it's been a weird old day, don't get beat. Saka, Rice, saved, corner. Thoughts on Spurs, says Nico. I think they need to sack the manager. Yeah, I do. I think it's inevitable, but it's whether they've got a plan. John T says, I'm having knee replacement surgery next week and I'm a bit nervous. Can I get some supportive words from you guys? Says John. Well, good luck with it, mate. I know lots of people who've had knee surgery and they're all fine and they can all still walk. In fact, they can walk better now. So that's, focus on the end game. And Kneesy does it. No, seriously though, don't worry about it, mate. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Do you know Gabriel Henze is with Arteta's staff, says Yusuf? Well, I'm watching the same game as you and I've got eyes. I've recognised that is Gabriel Henze. Yes. Maybe some people didn't know. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. Anderson's next club for you. I think it'll be City, Daniel. I've heard a lot of stuff this week that City have put a little bit of work in. So, Grand says, I'm a surgeon and physio. Only get your knee done if it wakes you up at night. A Champions League run without Onana seems nice. Bro literally killed our run, says T-Ham. Good play there by Anderson. Look at that. That's great. Look at this driving run by Anderson. He'd be a top player in a top team, Good play, Murillo. Coppen TV says Liverpool need Wharton, Van der Ven and Schlotterbeck to finish this squad. Sell Gakpo for 70 and it's not so bad. I don't know. I mean, I'm no Liverpool fan, but, you know, you haven't got many wingers. Salah's not got long left. I just don't like the Liverpool. I don't like the Liverpool chemistry. Like last season, Diaz, Salah, even Nunez, it just sort of worked. Obviously Jota, but I look at the team now and I'm like, Wirtz, Gakpo, Salah's off. Ekatike, it just seems a little bit. I don't feel the rhythm, you know. Glasgow to Spurs. Watch this space, says Premium. I actually think that'd be a very good move for Spurs. I think Spurs have got some very good players, and they just don't suit the way Thomas Frank wants to play. Can you show us the game as well? No, I haven't got. We have got Bundesliga rights on a Friday night, but I haven't got a couple of billion to get your Premier League rights. No. Renegade. But you know, if I was in charge of Spurs and there was a decent manager that they could go and get, I would do it, because when you look at the Premier League table, yes, they've had a crap season and they're definitely not going to be in Europe next year. But if you brought a manager in now, 27 points, you are 7 points off 6th. That's a lot, but it's not 10, 15 at the moment, is it? So, I mean, look, it's tough. It's tough. Some clubs will just look at it and go, let's write the season off and start again in the summer with no Europe. I mean, they've got some tough fixtures coming up as well. Burnley away, next game. Then they've got Man City at home, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home. Fucking hell. Look, whatever happens, Frank's gone at the end of Feb. I mean, their February is atrocious. Man City at home, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home. 3 home games out of 4, but they could lose all 4 of them. It's not looking good, Rev. God, I don't know why I'm so tired today. I think I've had a bit of a virus. That's just my thoughts. Happy Hippo says, I hope Aston Villa win the league. I would love Villa to win the league. Obviously, as a United fan, we're not going to win it. I don't want City to win it. I'd rather Arsenal win it, but ideally I don't want them to win it either, whereas Villa would make me happy winning it. I've got absolutely no problems with that. And I'd rather play them down and say it will never, ever, ever happen and then keep hoping it will, but it's a lovely ball into Rice. Cross. Saka, oh my God, what a save by Saka. I don't even know how Saka rose to head that, actually. It was a brilliant header by Saka. Lovely cross by Rice. All-round play, this is brilliant. Lovely cross by Rice. Look at the header here from Saka, and great save by the goalkeeper. It's going in as well. It's going in off the post list. Look at that. Oh, great save. Great save. Great goalkeeping by Sells. But he's got another difficult Declan Rice cross to deal with here. A corner. It's a good one. And Gabriel's there, but I think it's a goal kick, yes. This is a great save by Sell. Show it again. Yeah, full stretch. That's a lovely angle. Look at that. Yeah, fingertips. Brilliant save. What a save that is. Deserves a tweet. Apologies I didn't do it at the time. What a save by Sells. I don't know why he wasn't their starting goalkeeper anyway. They went with that Victor in goal, didn't they? Who West Ham nearly bought, didn't they? But it fell through or they'd pulled out. Daniel says, how good was that win for United today? Very satisfying, that win today. And we needed it as well. It's almost like a bonus 3 points. Tobu says Arsenal will score. Amram to Spurs, what do you think? I don't think Amram will take a job till the summer. I don't think Maresca will take a job till the summer. I don't think Alonso will take a job till the summer. And I don't know... What about Xavi? I mean, does anyone fancy a bit of Xavi? Syndicate says, you're not tired, mate. Arsenal are just boring prats. I find sometimes the half-5 game can be really boring. I'd love to know the stats, but I do find I don't know it's the time of the day, but I do find half-5 games can be a bit boring. Still got 23 minutes, though, Arsenal here. Joe says that Slot's won 5 out of his last 17 Premier League games. Well, I think when he was under pressure, they just started suddenly not losing, didn't they? They drew a few. I still think Arsenal will win this. They'll find a way. It's a good play there by Saka. And it's a free kick on Murillo. Murillo on Moreno. You don't want to be giving up too many set pieces with this Arsenal side, especially with Gabriel around. Dreams can come true. Alex says, great to have so many different teams in the NFL playoffs this season. No Chiefs or Eagles. It's wide open, isn't it? I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl watch along. I presume that's must be so many weeks tomorrow. 3 weeks tomorrow? 4 weeks tomorrow? Probably 3 weeks tomorrow. Crap free kick by Rice, but goes wide to White into Saka. He's thinking about putting the cross in. Goes with his right foot. Another good header. Oh, Sal's brave again. Corner. Jesus was running in. From a Moreno header. I mean, the bench quality of Arsenal to be able to take off Gyökeres, Madueke and Martinelli and bring on Trossard, Saka, Moreno and Jesus and still leave Eze on the bench and Havertz on the bench. This is why a lot of people say to me, why did you predict Arsenal were going to win the league in the summer when everyone thought it would be Liverpool? Because it just impressed me, the squad. And I think in the modern game, yeah, having good players is great, but having a squad of that magnitude is just a game changer, isn't it? Mucha says, Arsenal this season has got to be one of the worst Premier League champions ever. Be honest, Mark. I've seen Arsenal teams of the past win the title with crap football. George Graham, hold my beer. You know what, though? You might be right. You might be raising a very good point, but I'll give you the honest answer, right? I don't think Arsenal fans give a shit. about how they play as long as they win it, because for the last 3 years they've finished second, and in some of those years they played well. And I just think for Arsenal fans, they don't care how they win it this season. I don't think they do. I think next season they'd probably want better football, but I think they just want to win it. There is a United stand show at 8 o'clock. Ash, yes. Another free kick for Arsenal. Kidney failure says Slot will be gone on Monday, mark my words. Now that would be a surprise. It's not really how Liverpool behave as well. And I don't think Liverpool fans expect them to behave like that. I mean, Declan Rice has just put a fantastic cross in there. And I don't think he can quite believe anyone's not got on the end of it. Moreno headed... Well, he did get on the end of it. He just headed it wide. Declan Rice's free kicks and corners and set pieces are absolutely amazing, aren't they? Considering he's a centre midfielder. His ball delivery is elite. Messi says, please Arsenal win. I don't want City to win the league. You all need to do it for balance of the league. I think regardless of what happens here, Arsenal will still win the league. But obviously if they can win here, it gives them a much bigger chance. Prof Legend says, with the way Arsenal have had these chances, I'm still thinking Forest will get a smash and grab. Mrs. Stone says, I'm curious about how Company's doing well at Bayern while he got Burnley relegated. At Bayern, the director controls a lot too. I just think if you're a football manager with a style of play that you want to play and it doesn't work with lower quality players, doesn't mean it can't work with better quality players, which is why I have a respect for Frank Lampard and what he's doing at Coventry, because they are absolutely running away with the Championship and no one really expected them to do that, and that's got to come down to coaching. Same with Unai Emery at Villa, isn't it? It's coaching. Arsenal squad shows how important it is to get Champions League football. 3 consecutive years, huge squad. The foundation Arteta built doesn't get enough credit. It's a cinema drunk. And thank you very much for your super chat as well. We've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. Ole, 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 ola. Ole, 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 ola. What we got? 15 to go. Pinging it around Arsenal. Comes into Ben White. Goes to Saka. He wants to run at him. He's going to shoot, you know. No, into Rice. Sells is having a great game. Jumps on that like a cat on a mouse. Which might be upsetting, but that's what they do. You know, real life talk. It's what happens. Substitution for Forest. Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. You could go, I'll tell you what, Spurs, you could go for Ollie. Sal's gets hold of it again. Time is running out. Nice little ball there. Lovely. Okay. Hudson-Odoi. I like Hudson-Odoi. I mean, he's a typical winger. On his day, looks world class, but probably doesn't have enough days like that. Are they going to create that chance, Forest? Saka's dealt with him well there. Wins the free kick. He was at Chelsea, wasn't he, Hudson-Odoi? He's still only 19. $25, sorry. 25. Yeah, 2 weeks of Champions League now, midweeks. The last 2 weeks of it before we hit the knockout stage. I love the knockout stage of the Champions League. Really do. To be fair, though, I think they have, you know, I've got to be honest, I can be a moaner. I definitely can. But after 2 years of the new Champions League, I actually prefer it to the old. I don't necessarily think change is a good thing sometimes in football. But I do think it's been... I've always loved the knockout stage of the Champions League, but this new format is actually better. Whether we need more games, that's up for discussion, but it's those more games that have allowed Arsenal to build this squad, isn't it? Prof Legend says, Arsenal always struggling when they need to extend their lead as usual. Yeah, but we're approaching that knockout stage now. World Cup year as well. We're blessed for football this year. We really are. Right, Ezzy's coming on now. 12 minutes. Does Ezzy ever really get long enough? Zubimendi on. It's killed the Europa League, though, says the legendary Sloth. It has killed the legend... it hasn't killed the Sloth. It has killed the Europa League, but then I also think you shouldn't have teams dropping down from the Champions League into the Europa League anyway. And you look at the benefits of it for Forest and Villa this year, Spurs and United last year. It's a way into the Champions League. Raya with a quick kick. Jesus has done well. Ezzy should have hit that first time. Corner. Why didn't Ezzy hit that first time? Don't quote me, Mark. I think Forest got Hudson-Odoi for 2 or 3 million, says Hoots. No, he couldn't hit it first time. Anderson had tracked him really well. Who do we think is going to get relegated, Sweaty? Ooh, they're looking at a handball there. Oh, he's going to give that. That's a harsh penalty, that is. I mean, that just seems a little bit harsh. I mean, he technically has tried to keep it in, hasn't he? With his hand. I think it's got to be given. Should that be a pen, yes or no? I mean, what an escape. He's not giving it! Fucking hell! I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned he's not giving it. Arsenal fans are going to go fucking mad. I mean, as I say, it felt a little bit harsh because where the ball was, but you could argue he has gone like that as well. Whoa. Whoa. I think there'll be a lot of people saying what that. Look, I think it would have been harsh because it's such a nothing's going on. It's going out for a corner. He sort of moved his hand a little bit. However, I would say if that happened at the Emirates next week and it was Ben White, I'd be screaming for a penalty. So I suspect Arsenal fans might have a couple of things to say about it. Man City, Michael Oliver is the ref. Colin says, as a gooner, I actually don't think it was a penalty. I think it could have been given. As I say, I stand by. I think it would have been really harsh, but I think I actually thought when VAR reviewed it, it would get given. Oliver is the actual referee, Gav. Yeah. 50-50 in the chat on the poll whether it should have been a penalty. Let us know. I'm sorry to ask during the watch-along, says Sanchit, but did you not see a glimpse of Sir Alex Ferguson? Did you not see a smile which was missing even when we won? Says Sanchit. I mean, I don't really care. I know that sounds really harsh, but I don't really care about... I mean, it's nice to see Sir Alex Ferguson happy, but I don't... All I can know is what I know, and I don't know what it means when people say, oh, isn't it nice to see Sir Alex Ferguson smiling about a Man United result? Well, does he not smile about all results? I don't, it sounds really quite harsh, but what I mean is, what's he smiling about? Like, is it because Carrick's going to be the new manager? Is it because we beat Man City? Is it because he thinks we're back? I don't know what it means, you know? Other than, I was happy. A lot of United fans were happy. But were we not happy when we beat them at the Etihad last year? Were we not happy when Ollie beat them? The big thing with United is we don't need to worry about United winning games individually. We won at Anfield this year. We've got to be consistent. We need to beat Wolves. We need to beat Fulham. We need to beat Everton. I'm going to talk about it more on the 8 o'clock show, but I think if we don't get Champions League football from this season, I think it's a farce, and I think there's only one set of people to blame, and it's the board. I just think it's there for the taking, and it has been there for the taking for a long time. I'm sorry. Anyway, Sanchit, you don't need to apologise. How much pressure should Arne Slot be under, says Sully? I don't think Liverpool are the sort of football club that are going to sack Arne Slot in 4th place. But I'd also be worrying if I was a Liverpool fan about where this could end up, because I think that you might not get Champions League football this year. Do you see the Channel 4 tunes? They're very funny. I loved what they did with me about the manager job, yeah. Recon guy. Any transfer news on United, says C2. I've not heard anything since the Ben Jacobs thing yesterday. There is an 8 o'clock show. It's already set up. It's on the United stand already. I think we might be heading to a draw here. Board draw. Another draw. How many? Has anybody actually looked at the stats around that and whether we actually have just got loads of draws in the Premier League this season? I don't know where you'd get those stats to hand. Bayern have beaten Bayern a 3-1 up. Kane. Tar. Gnabry. 3-1. They are incredible. Could be a late twist in the game, says Gavilar. If Villa win tomorrow, the gap's 4 points. Well, look, it'll be 7. As things stand, it's 7 points to Man City. and Arsenal. It just shows you, you know, Pep Guardiola's probably sat there going, oh, for fuck's sake, if we'd won today, look at what Arsenal have done here. But it's been a weird day. It's been a weird day. Liverpool not beating Burnley, Spurs losing at home to West Ham, Man City losing to United, and Arsenal looking like they're going to drop points against Forest. And you've got to say it is drop points. I mean, you know, the Premier League is a weird league this year, but you are playing a team that's fourth from bottom. There was a good cut back there to Gibbs White, but it's gone wide. Betting man's nightmare today, says NH. I know I had one on today because we partnered up with Boyle Sports, and it's a bet builder which I quite like. And I had Casemiro and Bernardo Silva to get booked. Neither of them got booked. I had 10 corners. There wasn't 10 corners. I had Bruno to score. Bruno didn't score. And I had both teams to score, and both teams didn't score. So it was one of those days today that you just couldn't predict. Although I did predict Man United would win. I don't know why he doesn't use him enough. Hutchinson and Ndoye. I don't know what the problem is with those players, because I actually think they're good. And Deitch just really doesn't rate Ndoye. He doesn't use him, does he? Oh, he's not even brought. Oh no, he's been on for. He's been on for about 10 minutes. Sorry, brought him on for Jesus. Cross comes in. To be fair, Arsenal have probably met their match a little bit today, because if there's one team that's going to be good in the air, it's a Deitch team. Saliba with the cross. Trossard on the back. Lovely play by Gabriel, and Rice keeps hold of it. Saliba. Saka. Strong. And that's a goal kick. You've had a good week for predictions with Robbie, says Recon Guy. Well, I think I'm only 1 point ahead of him, actually. I mean, I never would have predicted West Ham to win at Spurs. I never would have predicted Liverpool to draw against Burnley. And I never would have predicted a Forest-Arsenal draw. Mrs. Stone says, I'd rather have Arsenal win the league. You and me both, brother. Or sister. Buying a 4-1 up now, says Enzo. Are you doing a match reaction? Well, I want to do something about Liverpool. So I want to do Liverpool in crisis video. Shall I do a Liverpool in crisis? I mean, I can include Arsenal in it, but I sort of want to do a Liverpool in crisis video. Because I think that's a shit result today. Tell you what, that Rory Jennings, he's never happy, is he? He's always moaning about everything. He didn't like Maresca. Now he doesn't like Rosignol. I mean, fucking hell, mate. Have you ever thought about giving somebody a chance? Look, whatever, respect Rory, whatever, he's entitled to his opinions, but I just think sometimes as a fan, being negative from the start, I never wanted Fellaini, I gave him a chance. I never wanted Lukaku, I gave him a chance. I never wanted Moyes, I gave him a chance. I got proven right on all of them, but, you know, give him a chance. But Rosignol, I actually don't mind the fact that he takes his gloves off so people can hear him clap. I don't mind the fact that he's self-assured. I mean, look, they've got 5 winnable games. Let's see if he wins them. If he does, you're laughing. I just think give him a chance. I feel like with Rosignol, and I said this the other day, they've decided that they're going to rip him apart for being self-assured. And you know his biggest crime? having a British passport. You're not allowed to be that if you're British. If you're outspoken and confident and self-assured and you're British, you're fucked. You've got to be humble, man. But if you're a foreign referee, love it. Special one, we love it. A strange culture in this country that if you drive around in a Ferrari, no one goes, "Oh, how did you earn that? Did you work hard?" They'll key it. But in other countries, they would go, "Well done." I don't know a lot about Rosigne, but I'm willing to give him a chance. I mean, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but that's football. We watch a lot of football. I'm like, give the kid well, he's not a kid. He is younger than me. Give him a chance, you know? Give him a chance. And, you know, maybe we'll end up looking at Pratt because he's so confident and he's no good, but give him a chance. Musiala's back, apparently. I tell you what, that's like a new signing. 5 minutes added on. Still got 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I don't think a match reaction is going to be the big thing. 52% said it should have been a penalty. Mrs. Stone says, I can see Slot getting replaced by Xavi soon. Well, it depends how long Xavi's got to stay out of a job. Gardening leave, innit? He'll have been paid off by Real Madrid. Well, look, ultimately, the way it worked at United is that... Goal kick. The way it worked at United is if you got sacked, like if Amorim gets sacked in February, he probably gets 15 million. If he takes a job in March, you lose the money. If you take a job in the summer, you probably keep the money. So that's something that if Liverpool wanted Xabi Alonso, he'd probably say to them, look, I've had 15 million from Real Madrid. If you want me now, you're going to have to give me 15 million. And Liverpool will go, no, we'll wait till the summer. Elise, a goal and 3 assists, Bayern 5-1, says Desert Rat. I think we need to see an English team winning the Premier League, winning the Premier League, that'll be a first, winning the Champions League. But there's part of me that, maybe because we've got the Bundesliga, I would like to see Bayern win it with Harry Kane. This is definitely going to be a draw. It's a non-compete clause. Yeah, because as I said in the first half, if you're Maresca and you get paid, say, 10 million by Chelsea, and you go and do an interview and you slag off the board, and they go, look, we can't work with you, we've got to sack you, there's your 10 million. And then the next day he goes to Man City. He's got 10 million in his pocket and he's got a Man City job. So there's got to be an element of you only get the 10 million if you don't take another job for a bit. Oh, Forrester on the attack here. Imagine. Goal kick. Top 4 predictions. At the moment, I think the top 4 will be Arsenal, City, Villa, Chelsea, with United in 5th. I can't remember what I predict. I mean, I definitely would have had Liverpool in the top 2. Premier League predictions, reactions is going to be very interesting in May. Very interesting in May. I mean, I said Gyökeres for Golden Boot. Fucking hell, that's a, you know, that's career on the line. That is. You can't make many of them mistakes. But then again, I did say Arsenal would win the league, and no one was really saying that. So, 30 seconds to go. That's going to be it. To be honest, from a United point of view, Arsenal winning here today might have been better for us because they're going to need to beat us next Sunday now. Who do Villa? If Villa win tomorrow? Yeah, if Villa win tomorrow, when's their next game? Oh, they won't be playing till Sunday, will they? Yeah, they play Newcastle away, so they might drop points there, to be fair. I was just thinking, if Villa win their next 2 before Arsenal play, there'd be a point off the top. Man City playing Wolves at home. Yeah, Man City will be 4 points off the top when Arsenal play us. So, they'll be well up for it against us. I mean, it's not good for United, that, really. Just figured that one out. Anyway, a draw it is, a bit of a ball draw, which means I'm going to do a Liverpool match reaction now, and I'll get that up before the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand, where you can join me live reacting to Manchester United. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You've kept me awake. It's been pretty boring, that game, if we're being completely honest. But thank you so much, as always, for tuning in on this show tonight. And I will see you on the United Stand at 8, or you can watch my match reaction, which I haven't done for Liverpool, and this, which I will do shortly. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.